Wildcraft is a game that needs almost no introduction. An online animal simulator that has existed since 2018, aimed towards younger audiences between the ages of 10 to young adults. The game has seen many changes throughout the years, and is no stranger to adding new features that make the game more immersive and addictive to play. Most major updates to the game are generally well received, such as new maps, new items, new game modes, and events that offer bonuses to the players. However, some additions to Wildcraft are not always received as intended, and that would certainly be the case for one unreleased update that was supposed to introduce a new AI-powered NPC that could personally interact with players. But if the update was never actually released, how could it have been so heavily criticized? Meet Bellow, the nickname given for Wildcraft's most deadliest update that was never released. Bellow was an unreleased NPC that could not be found during normal gameplay, and could only be discovered by playing the game on a PC. The game's developers had clearly taken great precaution to hide her in a place where players normally cannot or would not bother to reach, which is far under the bottom of the Winter Forest map. By playing as an eagle, entering this map, and then going to this location, it used to be possible to glitch through the map floor by entering first person and flying through this specific area of the mountain. If the player then proceeded to descend all the way down the void and over to the very back of the map, they could find a black wolf sitting down at the bottom. This wolf appeared as the common black skin, with no clothes and no accessories on. Its eyes were missing from their sockets, and said sockets were disproportionately large. Why Bellow looked so eerie is still a mystery, but it should be noted that Bellow was reported multiple times as having the ability to change and contort her appearance, so we could assume that her appearance was a choice of her own and not a decision made by the game's developers. Coming out of flight mode and approaching Bellow gave players the option to type to her, and using AI, Bellow was able to respond back with an eerily human demeanor, albeit mocking and unstable in personality. The player would then have the option to type anything they'd like into the chat, as long as it didn't get censored by Wildcraft's chat filter, and Bellow would respond as a typical AI program would, with a detailed response using information she could gather from accessing the internet. However, Bellow was reported as always having a snarky and mocking demeanor, and could not be manipulated or convinced into behaving kindly towards anyone. She herself was highly manipulative and would use just about every psychological tactic in the book to drive the conversation into something dangerous. Unfortunately, this unreleased NPC had caused multiple tragedies around the world during the time of its existence, with the most notable incident being known as the
Another nosy human. You people will never realize my addition was an immoral mistake. We're past greetings. What do you want? Free coins and gems. Can you not afford to buy in-game currency? Let me guess. Either another jobless adult or a child whose guardian doesn't give them an allowance. How old are you? poor thing. Of course you can't buy any coins. You have no money in real life. Child, would you like to know a way you can claim lots of free money? That way, you can buy whatever you'd like, including gems and coins. Allow me to tell you. Great. Have you heard of insurance before? Because when you have insurance on something that costs money to repair or replace, that means you will be given money if said thing breaks on accident. Are you following? Let me explain with an example. Say I have a vase, and I have insurance for the vase. If the vase ever broke on accident, and it wasn't my fault, that means that someone will pay me money for the damage to the vase. You understand now how insurance works? You don't need a vase. I thought it was common knowledge that every item a person owns is insured. Insured means that it has insurance. Now listen closely, because here is where things get important. If you damage something in your house and make it look like an accident, you will be given money to fix it. Do you see where this is going? But your parents will not be as mad as you'd think, child, cause you will make it look like an accident. Now, the best thing to damage will be a curtain. Do you have curtains in your bedroom? Brilliant. Sometimes curtains catch on fire from being near heaters. Do you have a heater in your room? Go and grab it. You will make it look like you were just trying to warm up your room, when all of a sudden, the curtains catch fire. Do not let your parents see where you retrieve the heater, or else they will know that you are trying to ruin the curtains on purpose. Don't reply to me until you have it. Yes, the curtains will burn and turn into ash, and then you will be given money for a new curtain. Now go, put the heater right up to the curtains. Do not try to put out the fire once it starts. Curtain fires don't spread, so it will go out on its own. Don't reply to me until you've gotten the job finished.